How do you keep yourself sane in a cryptocurrency market where the prices are literally day by day just going down and down and down? So, just to be clear, all views expressed in this video are purely my opinion, and often the reviews I make are made as an affiliate or introducer to the program, service or product being reviewed, and I may be earning from introducing others to it. I'm not a financial advisor, and you should always carry out your own due diligence before getting involved in any program or product that I review, even if I believe it to be safe, profitable and worthwhile. My reviews must not be treated as recommendations. They are simply an account of my own experiences and understanding of how a program, service or product works. Remaining calm in an ever-plunging cryptocurrency market is much easier said than done. See, the reality is that we're not all hardwired for calm in a storm, and the fact of the matter is it's particularly difficult if you've just come into crypto, you've bought your first coins. Let's use Bitcoin as an example. So you've come in, you've purchased your first Bitcoin, and unfortunately you purchased at $50,000, and down it goes until it's hit $20,000. Remaining calm in that situation takes something that most people don't have. And if that's your only entry into the cryptocurrency markets, you're going to panic. Now, of course, there are principles that you should always adhere to, and that has to be the starting point. The primary principle is this: if you cannot afford to lose the money you're about to put into Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, then you shouldn't put it in. You literally must have a view in your head, which is, if I put this in and it crashes to zero and I lose it all, that's okay. Now, of course, it's never going to be okay. But at the very least, you should be prepared for that eventuality. And if in your mind you perceive that's a possibility, then it's never quite the shock that it can be if you don't have that locked away. After that, you have to apply a certain amount of realism. If you buy the ABC coin at 10 cents and you expect that by next month or in 6 months' time even, it's going to be worth $10, that isn't realistic. Now, it can happen. Of course it can happen. I've seen it happen several times. But it's not realistic. Again, human nature is such that what we want to do is buy a coin at literally percentages of a cent and watch it grow to thousands of dollars. But it happens so rarely, and that's the truth. So realism is critical. And the other thing you need to understand about cryptocurrencies, you have to start getting into the idea of diversification. And diversification is not easy at the beginning. However, with a sensible plan, the diversification can come soon enough. So if you start off realistically and you add money to your portfolio when you can do it, then over time you can diversify into a number of different cryptocurrencies. Now, I still maintain that the best way into crypto is gradually. And the best way to get into crypto gradually is to take advantage of any number of exchanges out there that have a what I would call a monthly savings plan, saving into crypto. Now, I know that sometimes our banks can be a pain in the arse, and sometimes our banks will just simply refuse a payment on our debit card or credit card that appears to be going into crypto. Why they still do that today, I have no idea, but there's a long-term plan with the way they do this, and you can bet your boots it's being driven by authorities that control the banking system. So let's just go over those few points again so that they're absolutely firmly fixed in your mind. The first one is, if you can't afford it, don't do it. Even if you think you will struggle, or you're thinking, well, if I use this now, I don't need this for 6 months, and in 6 months I can take it back and use it at that point. Don't do it. If you can't literally afford to put that money in and wave it goodbye, don't do it. Step in with a realistic attitude. Realism is everything. If you think you're going to buy at a penny and come out next month with a tenner, not going to happen. Don't even think about it. And over time, because you're making your entry into crypto bit by bit, over time, you can diversify. So part of your strategy is that you will diversify into other good cryptocurrencies as time goes on. You can only realistically do that if you have a plan, if you have some purpose that's driving your entry into cryptocurrency in the first place. Now, let me assure you, based upon my experience of now pretty much almost 10 years around the cryptocurrency market, there are massive opportunities, and these opportunities will continue to come at us. And the reason they'll continue to come at us is just have a look at where we are now. In the past, it was just, here's a cryptocurrency, and over there, that's the blockchain it runs on. Now we have cryptocurrency, blockchain, and we have things like DeFi, decentralized finance. We have things like NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And with these other areas of cryptocurrency, we have opportunities to actually now really put our cryptocurrency to work. If I had to explain my nature in cryptocurrency, I would say I am very much a hodler. And you've heard the expression, I'm sure, before. A hodler is someone who holds on, often portrayed as someone who will hold on for grim life. Or is it for grim death? One or the other. They amount to the same. And whatever happens, they won't let go of that crypto. Well, that's kind of me, but not exactly me. I have a plan, a purpose, a long-term plan, and I have never come away from that long-term plan. I've moved my crypto assets about. I have tried to take advantage of what I think are new and exciting opportunities for growth. And by the way, in the process of doing all that, I have also come a cropper once or twice. But here's the thing, I am still on my original plan. I am still on my original funds. I never once put money in I could not afford to lose. I will feel bad when I lose, but I won't be devastated. I will move on, and I will pick up the pieces, and I will continue with my plan, my longer term purpose. So to finish this video now, I'm really going to just focus on the diversification aspect of my message today. And I want to explain in real terms what I mean by diversification, because the obvious thing that you would put into your mind, I guess, at the mention of diversification is that you think I buy lots and lots of different cryptocurrencies. Well, that's kind of part of it. I do like to think I've got a bit of an eye for a winner. However, realistically, I have to understand that as wise as I believe I may be with cryptocurrency, I have still managed to pick some real donkeys along the way that never went anywhere. At best, they plodded, and sometimes, bless them, they even fell off the cliff completely. So diversification, what I really mean by diversification is diversification of coin and of project. How, for example, do you really work out how to put your coin, your crypto, to work? Because if it doesn't go to work, if it's just sitting there, it's achieving nothing. So everything I do now has an element to it of putting it to work. If it doesn't go to work, then I feel I'm not really doing it properly. And a big part of putting it to work can be no more than using the coin to create more coin. Now, in its simplest sense, I'm talking about hodling a coin and keeping it tied up for a specified period of time. It doesn't have to be fixed, by the way. Often it can be a case of if you keep it tied up in a staking plan for a certain amount of time, you get more than if you keep it tied up on a very flexible basis. So there's lots of different ways of doing this. But the principle is that I take certain coins. I do this with some Ethereum. I do it with a coin called Tezos. I do it with something called BAT. That's a basic attention token. And I use those coins to generate more coins, more of the same coins, so that my portfolio grows. Now, this is actually also a good form of stress relief because what happens when the markets are plunging and the value of your coin is going down and down and down is that you start to get depressed. You can't help it. As much as I have been in crypto for a long time and as much as I understand that coins go up and down, I still get depressed when I see a coin I love dropping in value. Now, one good way of not feeling so sorry for yourself is if you're staking, because okay, they're going down in value, but you are actually building your pot, increasing your number, so that when they go back up, you have more of them and even more value. The crypto performance coin, which I've mentioned in previous videos, we're kind of doing that through something called their Advantage program, and that's a brilliant idea as well. In fact, I'll put a link to CP below because right now there's a great buying opportunity with that coin because it has dropped in value to a point where it's a very attractive purchase again. Now, the other thing I have some coins tied up with is actual noding, master noding, so on. There are different types of noding. And one of the best ways to get into noding, if you don't already have a bucket full of crypto, is, of course, to have a look at yield nodes. There's a link also to that at the bottom of the video. Yield nodes is a great way of getting into noding where someone else does all the hard work. You just give them some money. They go buy some nodes for you and return the profits made to your account. Yield nodes is absolutely brilliant. The other thing you can do is you can get involved in cryptocurrency projects per se rather than specific coins. And what you're effectively doing there is you're backing the company or the organization because you think that they offer a great chance of future growth. A good example of that is the Hyper Fund. There's another project I am involved in which is very specifically Bitcoin. I can't give you the name of that company because, well, they have rules about how we publicize them, but it's a very good way to invest Bitcoin to get more Bitcoin. We'll leave it at that. So that's just a quick smattering of some of the things I do. I haven't touched upon them all by any means. What I will do, just to finish this video, is talk about specific and diverse projects such as DeFi and NFTs. I mentioned those earlier. One of the big projects I'm involved in at the moment is called Daisy. There's a link to other videos I've done on that below. And you also come across very unusual projects to do with non-fungible tokens from time to time. And probably the best example I'm involved in with that is Gala. And in fact, Gala is something I also run a masternode for. But there's another aspect to Gala because they create online games that run on the blockchain. And part of being involved in Gala is that you also get some non-fungible token action when they create NFTs for their games. Again, there's a link below to Gala so that you can look at past videos. And I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm just going to leave you with one coverall statement, and it's this. Cryptocurrency is a long-term project by its nature. If you're going to get into crypto, you have to understand why you want to get into it. The why, in the main, is simple. There are not many opportunities for any of us in this day and age to hit on something which creates life-changing wealth. Cryptocurrency is one of the few things that will do that. Your odds on scoring a big hit with crypto are a lot better than they are with the lottery, I assure you. And when you do hit on it, well, the sky's the limit. Depending on your point of view and the camp you listen to and fall into, the best example of that is Bitcoin. There are those out there who are saying that Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000, 200, even 500,000 and more in value. Bitcoin by no means is a job done. You can buy Bitcoin for small amounts, and I would recommend anybody who's not into crypto yet, I would recommend that they start by buying a little Bitcoin and perhaps buying it whenever they can. Once you've built some Bitcoin, then you can diversify perhaps and get into some other projects. If you don't want to get involved in directly owning the coin, but just the benefits of being in crypto, well, some of the projects I've mentioned briefly and linked to below are your answer. That's it from me. I just wanted to kind of sit back and give you a bit of insight, and I really hope this video has been useful for you. Take care. Remember, do me a favor by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you know about future videos. And if you would, give me a like for the video.